Kenjiro Suda is my man crush. I'm sorry. You can put him into anything and I will probably love it. And that was definitely a trying thing with The Way of the Househusband, a series that recently dropped on Netflix. The Japanese title is Gokushufudou, which ran for 5 episodes and was done by JC Staff. This is my review for it, so let's just check it out. The Way the Househusband follows a guy named Tatsu, or as he was known previously as the Immortal Tatsu, or the Immortal Dragon. And Tatsu recently has decided to get married to a girl named Miku and become a house husband. And it kind of is something they've only insinuated at this point. I'm sure it probably is something they get into more later on in the manga. But while he was taking out one of these rival gangs, he met Miku and obviously decided that he wanted to support her and become a house husband, which he kind of finds has its own challenges. Whereas when he was a Yakuza, of course, rival gangs, taking out others, doing all these, different jobs as a Yakuza, being, grocery shopping, getting deals on sales, cleaning the house, all that stuff has like these equal challenges that he is definitely facing and does accept them as challenges. And so the kind of idea of this particular show becomes an ongoing joke that Tatsuya, a previous Yakuza member, will often get stuck in a lot of misunderstandings. The police will be questioning him because obviously he looks like a gang member. His intimidating aura is pretty much what causes so much misunderstandings for him. And he just, again, wants to be a house husband. This is what he wants to do. This is what he enjoys doing. He wants to be with Miku. And all these other things, pretty much get in the way, even though he technically just wants to do that. So what did I think of this show? I absolutely loved it. I loved this show so much. And of course, like I kind of alluded to earlier, pretty much 99% of that has to do with the seiyuu that is working on it, which is Kenjiro Suda. Kenjiro Suda is just a masterclass at voice acting. He is incredible. I've loved him ever since the day that I first kind of, essentially acknowledged who he was when he voiced Nicholas in Gangsta. He just pulls off that gruff, intimidating voice that is absolutely perfect for this role. I guess the other side of the whole coin is that I love the comedy. The comedy is gold. It is essentially a Yakuza trying to be a normal house husband, which is a simple concept, but the goofiness that basically entails is comedy gold. You have essentially this gruff, I've been through crazy stuff guy now yelling at a Roomba because he's not cleaning the room properly. It's him going to the grocery store and everybody thinking he's a thug, but all he wants to do is get a deal on carrots. That is the joke, and it worked so well. And I think, again, a lot of that has to do with Kenjiro Suda. I actually did try out the English dub that was done for it. No problems with the person voicing that role. He did a fine job. He just doesn't have Kenjiro's voice. He doesn't have that gruffy, I've been through stuff voice that Kenjiro just absolutely pulls off. And all these little goofy scenes that I watched, basically side by side, Kenjiro just encompasses this character, and he is this character, essentially. And I absolutely love it. I just ate it up all the way through. Now, the elephant in the room. I am absolutely... I despise JC Staff for this one. Or whoever was in charge of this decisions. I know that the director, Chiaki Kon, she technically also did Backstreet Girls, which is also another one that was on Netflix. I don't know if it's the producers that making this decision or not, but they did something similar with Backstreet Girls, but just to a whole nother level with The Way of the Househusband. This show literally is not animated, and that's what infuriates me. I remember way back in the day, Crunchyroll had these kind of, I don't know, it was a 2.5D manga strips. They had these videos that you can essentially watch a manga, and it would go from panel to panel, and it would slide around, and it would emphasize on things, and it would zoom in on things. That's all this is. It is almost as if they decided to just take, scans of the manga, put it on the screen, color them, and have the seiyuu speak over them. And that's what's absolutely infuriating to me, is because this isn't animated. None of this is animated. Anything that is moving is just them sliding one of the panels across the screen, and that's supposed to be them running. I don't understand it. I really don't. I don't call this an artistic choice. I mean, I would give things like, I believe it was Scum's Wish. The director of that one does it a lot, where they have just panels come up on the screen over other characters or other shots. That's an artistic choice. I believe that right there is an artistic choice. This is an artistic choice. This literally is them taking scans from the manga, coloring them, and putting them on the screen with absolutely fantastic seiyus working on in the background to voice it. Which, yeah, they got some really amazing voice actors and voice actresses to work on the show. It just seems like the animation side, it is almost as if they had one person in the back room not really animate, but scan a bunch of things, color them, and zoom in and zoom out a bunch of times to make it look like it's a show. And that's what's really frustrating, because the writing, the comedy writing, the mangaka for this is a genius. The writing in this show is hilarious. The comedy is spot on. I laughed pretty much every few minutes watching the show. It was that funny. I loved the comedy. It was accented by great seiyus that were working on it. They did a fantastic job of encompassing these characters. So those two aspects are just perfect. Just, what the heck, JC Staff? Why even bother? You might as well have made this a radio drama at this point, because you didn't even animate anything. And that's what's infuriating, is because you have this thing that could have been perfect, and you ruined it because you didn't even want to animate it. And that's what sucks. So, and it could not be JC Staff. I mean, like I said, we never really know. It's who's the one that makes the call. Producers? Was it Netflix? Was it JC Staff? Was it the director? We will probably never know. But all I know is that technically was the only stain on the show, was the fact that it just wasn't animated. But other than that, great writing, great voicing, all that stuff is spot on. Great characters, just not animated. So I'm done with that. Sorry, I went on a little bit too long complaining about that, but I still highly recommend this show. It is absolutely comedy gold. Kenjiro Soda is a masterclass of his art. It's only 5 episodes. It's not much of an investment. Definitely check it out if you have the time to. It is incredible. Love it to death. And I also love the mob boss lady. She was hilarious as well. Oh yeah, and we got to hear Kenjiro Suda sing "Happy Birthday" as a mob, a yakuza. That was, just for that reason alone, watch the show. Just to hear Kenjiro Suda sing "Happy Birthday" in this gruffy voice, it was perfect, so perfect. But yeah, The Way of the House Husband. That's my thoughts on it. Let me know in the comments what you think. Does the animation bother you? If you want to call it animation. Did you enjoy this show? Are you going to check it out? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, please leave a like. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. It definitely does support us, and we appreciate you guys' support. And I hope you all enjoy this video, and y'all take care.